Amidst the roaring waves and the turbulent sea stood a lighthouse that guarded the treacherous shores. Its tall white frame rose above the jagged cliffs like a silent sentinel, casting its guiding light across the dark waters. The locals had always believed it to be a beacon of safety, a symbol of hope in the midst of the tempest. Little did they know the darkness that lurked within its walls. Evelyn was a young artist seeking solitude and inspiration. Drawn by the lighthouse's mystique, she had moved to a small cottage nearby. She spent her days painting the magnificent ocean vistas and her nights captivated by the lighthouse's haunting glow. It was during one of these nights that she noticed something peculiar. The light would sometimes flicker and wane, as if fighting against an unseen force. Determined to capture the lighthouse's enigma on her canvas, Evelyn ventured inside one stormy evening. The air was heavy with the scent of salt and age, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets of the past. She felt an inexplicable chill run down her spine as she ascended the narrow staircase. Upon reaching the top, she was greeted by a mesmerizing view of the storm-tossed sea. As she painted, Evelyn began to hear faint whispers carried by the wind. Words of sorrow and longing seemed to echo in the night air. Ignoring her unease, she continued to work, each brushstroke a reflection of the lighthouse's melancholic aura. The whispers grew louder, transforming into anguished cries that reverberated through her mind. Her heart pounded, and she looked around, searching for the source of the haunting sounds. A glint of light caught her eye, and she turned toward the lighthouse's enormous lamp. The light was no longer a steady beam. It now flickered wildly, casting eerie shadows on the walls. In the midst of the flickering light, Evelyn saw something she could not comprehend, a figure half hidden, half revealed in the shifting shadows. Its form was indistinct, like a memory fading away. Fear clutched at her heart as she watched the figure grow more defined, its features twisted in agony. She wanted to run, to escape the suffocating grip of the lighthouse, but something held her in place. The figure's voice was now clear and pained, a lament that told a tale of tragedy and betrayal. "I was once a keeper of the light," the figure intoned, its voice trembling with sorrow. "But I was betrayed by those I trusted, my light extinguished by treachery." The figure's anguished by treachery. The figure's anguished story unfolded, revealing a tale of greed and deceit that led to its demise. Evelyn's hands trembled as she continued to paint, her brush guided by an otherworldly force. The lighthouse's tragic past merged with her canvas, the colors blending into a haunting depiction of loss and despair. Tears streamed down her face as she felt the weight of the figure's pain. As the first light of dawn broke through the storm clouds, the figure's form began to fade, its lament growing fainter with each passing moment. It seemed to dissolve into the very walls of the lighthouse, becoming a part of its tortured history. The lamp's flickering ceased, and the light stabilized once more, casting a steady beam across the now calm sea. Exhausted and drained, Evelyn stumbled out of the lighthouse, her painting clutched tightly in her hands. She returned to her cottage, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. She realized that the lighthouse was not merely a beacon of safety, it was a vessel of anguish, forever bound to the tragedy that had befallen it. Days turned into weeks, and Evelyn struggled to come to terms with what she had witnessed. She refused to show her painting to anyone, fearing that the lighthouse's curse might somehow be transferred through her art. Night after night, she would lie awake, haunted by the figure's lament. One stormy evening, as the sea roared and the wind howled, Evelyn felt an irresistible pull toward the lighthouse. It was as if an invisible thread tugged at her very soul, guiding her toward the source of the haunting cries. With a heavy heart, she ascended the staircase once more, her steps echoing in the silence. When she reached the top, she saw the figure once again, its form ethereal and translucent. Its eyes, filled with a mixture of sadness and gratitude, met hers. "Thank you for hearing my story," it whispered, its voice like a gentle breeze. "You have given me a chance to be heard, a chance to find peace." As the figure's form began to fade, Evelyn felt a profound sadness wash over her. She reached out, her hand passing through the figure's insubstantial form, and then, with a final gentle sigh, the figure was gone, leaving behind a sense of emptiness. Evelyn left the lighthouse that night, her heart heavy with the weight of the lighthouse's tragic past. She knew that she had played a part in easing its torment, but the memory of the figure's anguished cries would forever haunt her. She continued to paint, but her once vibrant colors now held a touch of melancholy. The lighthouse continued to stand, its light shining brightly across the sea. To the outside world it remained a symbol of hope and safety. But for Evelyn, it was a testament to the enduring power of sorrow and the fragile line that separates the living from the tormented spirits of the past. And as she painted, her tears mingled with her colors, a silent tribute to the lighthouse's lament that echoed through the ages.